How's it going, fellow GBA fans? It is not John, aka Pokemon. It is in fact Miguel, aka Mega Mogwai, aka the proud coach of the Real Madrid. And now, why are you guys gonna have to listen to me talk for a while about things and stuff instead of John? Unfortunately. Well, Babyman here has a sore throat, apparently, and he has a boo-boo. And at the same time, his computer is pretty messed up and he has trouble recording his audio and such. So he asked me to make this video for you guys because we need to get this out as soon as possible. And it is a very important video, and I implore you guys heavily to watch it from beginning to end because it will enable you to understand the GBA Season 4 draft properly, because there's a lot of things that have changed, and the biggest thing being the whole rules regarding the draft. And I will go over the draft order, and after that I will go over the new drafting rules, and I will go over how you can follow said draft live and such. And at the end of the video I will go over the new Pokemon that have been banned for this season. There's a lot of change, and you guys have to be informed to understand how it's gonna function and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the draft order. Alright, so for those of you are not fully aware, this season of the GBA, we have 12 teams, 6 veteran teams, and 6 newcomers / expansion teams. And this, to determine the order of the draft, in previous seasons you guys may have realized that the expansion teams were at quite a disadvantage because that's just how things went rather. In this season of the GBA, we're gonna start from scratch. The teams are gonna be brand new for everyone, and the draft is gonna be balanced and fair for every single team. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran team or if you're a newcomer. So, having that said, the draft order between us 12 was determined by a metronome tournament, which has already taken place and has already finalized. And before I get into the actual order, I would implore you guys to check out every single one of the channels that, every single one of the coaches. Their channels will be in the description, and their links will be in the description down below. And the reason I tell you guys to check them out is because most of them have uploaded their metronome games. Some of them recording it live, others recorded them post-narrated, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty entertaining to watch. I didn't record mine because I messed up my recording, which sucks because I recorded my face cam, but I did not record my 3DS capture. So yeah, I kind of lost my recording like that, and I'm still pretty bummed out about it. But you can check Old Man Tup's version of our battle. He has uploaded it, so it's all good in that regard. So anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna go over the order from last to first. Like I said, this metronome tourney has already been finalized. So the order is, standing at number 12 in the draft pick is myself, Mega Mogwai, the coach of the Real Madrid. It kind of sucks that I got last pick. Yeah, it is what it is. I got pretty unlucky, but it's not as bad as it may seem. Don't worry. There's actually, I'll explain why very soon. Don't worry about it. So, I should be the one worried about it, but yeah, I'm last. It sucks, but whatever. Number 11, we got Cooper Kushiro, coach of the Utah Jasmine. Number 10, we have Crimson Seabad, coach of the Detroit Steelwings. At number 9, we have Movo19, coach of the Cincinnati Loudreds. At number 10, we got Shady Penguin, coach of the New York Yankees. Standing at number 7, we have Jim Liturgio, coach of the San Francisco Giants. At number 6, we have A-Drive, coach of the St. Louis Rampardos. And at number 5, we have Hank the Pidgey, coach of the Winnipeg Aquajets, aka the Merrill Wannabes. Yeah, I just said that. So yeah, let's move on to the top 4. We got at number 4, we have Drew, aka It's Nips, coach of the Long Island Reggie Rockies. At number 3, we got the guy who whooped me. Unfortunately, we have Old Man Tup, coach of the Pittsburgh Piratas. And yeah, he's standing pretty comfortable there, number 3 pick. Like, goddamn. I wish I was there. Anyways, at number 2, we have Steve, aka Magnitude, the creator of the GBA himself and the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. They are standing at number 2 in the draft. And at number 1, we have John, aka Pokemon, aka Babyman, the coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. He is number 1 in the draft, and he will be the first person to actually select a Pokemon for their roster. So, the way this draft is going to go is it's going to be in a snake-like order. So, it will start from number 1 till number 12, and then number 12 will pick again. So it will be 1 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 12, 12 to 1. Snake-like. It's always been this way. So, for example, myself, I get the 12th pick. I will also get pick number 13. So it's not all bad for me, since I can actually pick 2 things in a row, and and so does John eventually. He also gets wheel picks as well. That's how we determine these kind of picks, wheel picks, when you get 2 picks in a row. And yeah, that's how it's going to go. And it's going to be for 11 rounds, because each team has to draft 11 Pokemon. So, having explained the order of the draft and such, we're gonna go on and head on to explaining when the draft is gonna take place and such. The draft for the GBA Season 4 will begin this Saturday, the 11th of April, and it will last basically as long as it needs to last. You guys got to take into consideration the fact that we are 12 different individuals. Each one of us has their own particular schedule, and we have our own things to do, so it's quite hard to have the 12 of us in the same place at the same time. And at the same time, people also have to think about their picks, and all that stuff. So the draft will take, I will assume it will take a few days to be completed and such. Because the reason I explain this is because a lot of people contact me asking me, if I can stream my draft and such. And that's pretty much impossible, because I would have to be streaming for 3 days in a row, and I just can't do that. Nobody can do that, not that I know of. So, it will start this Saturday, and you guys can follow the draft live. You don't have to wait for people to announce their rosters and such. You can follow the draft live if you wish to. And how can you do this? Well, you just gotta follow the GBA Twitter. The GBA has an official Twitter, and if you have a Twitter account and you are not following the GBA Twitter, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Unless, you don't care about the GBA, but if you're here, you care about it. So, go ahead, go to the description down below and follow the GBA Twitter, because we will be tweeting every single draft announcement, every single draft pick live. So you can follow the draft there. And also stay tuned for each channel and such, because they will be doing, including myself, we will be doing draft analysis. We will explain our draft, our roster, and the reason why we picked everything and such. So stay tuned for that as well. Alright, so now I'm going to explain the most important part of this video, basically, the new draft rules. This system has changed considerably from previous GBA seasons, and I'm going to try to explain it as swift and as efficient as humanly possible. So, basically, this new draft system was created by both John, aka Pokemon, and myself. We both came up with this rule set a while back, and then people, honorable mentions to people like Adam, TNA TV, and A-Drive, who also helped in and helped us modify it and such. We all had a little bit of an input here and there, and we designed this system, this rule, this drafting rule, and I will go over it. Basically, the whole point of this drafting system is to ensure that each team is as versatile and as diverse, the proper term is diverse, as possible. We didn't want, since we are 12 teams instead of 16, there was going to be a lot of potential power creep, and we wanted to avoid that. We wanted to have a lot of different, teams with a lot of different mods regarding tiers and such, and that's because we all think that's the purpose of the GBA, to see diversity and see all different kinds of Pokemon. So that is how we approach this, and the way we try to achieve this is we implemented a point system. This point system functions in different ways. First of all, we divide the Pokemon into 6 different tiers, which are somewhat similar to the Smogon tiers, but at the same time they're different because we decided to adapt them to the GBA format, which is actually quite different from standard play, and I can attest to this, being a standard player myself. So the tiers that we divided the Pokemon in are OUA, OUB, BL, UU, RU, and NU. Each team has to draft 11 Pokemon. You cannot draft less than 11 Pokemon. That is the first rule that you have to take into consideration. You have to max out your roster. No questions asked. So, having this said, each team has an amount of points that they can spend and such. That point, the amount of points each team has initially is 1,000. So, but this really doesn't apply exactly to what you need to take into consideration. The real points that each team has initially, and what you should really keep in mind, is 400. And I will explain. This may be a little bit confusing, but don't worry, I will explain it. Each team needs to have one Pokemon from each tier and the Mega. This is obligatory. Now, what I mean by this is that each team, out of the 11 Pokemons that they have in their roster, 6 of them have to be one from each tier. They have to have one from OUA, one from OUB, one from BL, and all the way to NU. They have to have one Pokemon from each tier, and they have to have on top of that one Mega Evolution. And that's it. You can't draft more than one Mega, but you need one Mega at least. So these 7 Pokemon out of the 11 are staple, basically. You need one from each tier. After you take this into consideration, the remaining 4 Mons that you are gonna draft can be from any tier you desire, but you have a point limit, so you can't just go like, hey, I'm gonna draft 4 Mons from OUA. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. So how we determine this is by the extra 400 points. I will go over the values right now of each tier so you guys understand this more, or better. I would have to say better. OUA is worth 180 points. OUB is worth 140 points. BL is worth 100 points. UU 80, RU 60, and NU 40. Now, the point totals that you have, these are for the tiers. The Mega is different. Mega evolutions are also divided into 3 tiers: OUA, OUB, and BL. You have a total of 180 points for a Mega, and you can only pick one. Now, OUA is worth 180 points. OUB is worth, like I said, 140. The values are the same for the regular tiers, even though that's why they're named exactly the same. So what I mean by this is that if you pick a Mega from OUB, you will have spent 140 points in said Mega. So you will have 40 extra points, which will go to your 400 points. So instead of 400, you will have 440 that you can spend on the remaining 4 Mons. So I hope you guys are following me here. You have to draft one Pokemon from each tier: OUA, OUB, BL, UU, RU, NU, and a Mega. You have 7 Pokemon. Now, if you draft those 6 Mons from the tier and the Mega, for example, 180, Mega from OUA, 180, you will have 400 points that you can spend in the 4 remaining Mons, and you can't go over that point limit. But you can go under it, but you can't go over it. So, for example, if you have 400 points left, an example of a combination would be to draft a Mon from OUA, 2 Mons from UU, and 1 Mon from RU. 180 plus 80 is 240. Plus 80 is 300 and... Wait, I'm having a little bit of a miscalc here. Sorry, 180 plus 80 is 260. Sorry about that. 260 plus 80 is 340. 340 plus 60 is 400. That's an example of a combination. that you can do for your last 4 months that would make you waste exactly 400 points. You can waste less than 400 points. You need to take that into consideration. You can waste less than 400 points, but you can't go over that value. And what we try to implement with this is we try to force every single coach to balance out their teams tier-wise and such. So a list with the Pokemon included in each tier will also be left in the description down below. We will leave a paste bin with the with all the tiers and all the Pokemon in set tiers, and basically any mon that is not included in all those tiers, it will be in NU. Any Pokemon that is not included in the tiers above is obviously going to be in NU. And we will also include a very nice looking board which shows the entirety of the Pokedex. It's made by our friend Cooper, and you can check out all the mons there with their respective tiers as well in this format. So that's how the point system goes. Like if you draft a Mega from BL, it will be worth 100 and you'll have 80 spare points to go on to your extra 400. So that's how it's gonna go, and that's basically the whole rule set for this. It enhances, like I said, diversity and such in the rosters, and that's the whole point of it. Before I get into the Pokemon that we have banned for this season, I also have to state the fact that there is no order for the draft. You can basically draft in whatever order you want. So if you want to start from a Pokemon in RU, instead of, you don't have to go OUA, OUB, BL. You just have to make sure that you have a Pokemon for each tier and you have a Mega. That's all you have to. That's all that you're forced to do. The order in which you select your roster is completely up to you, and you have no restrictions whatsoever when it comes to that. Having that said, let's get on to the Pokemon that we have banned. Now, first, I'm gonna cover up the Megas. The Megas that we have banned for this season of the GBA are the following. We have Mega Blaziken, Mega Latias, Mega Latios, Mega Metagross, Mega Gengar, Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Lucario, Mega Mawile, and Mega Salamence. You guys can see that a Pokemon that was previously not banned in previous seasons of the GBA, which is Mega Mawile, is now banned. When it comes to regular non-Mega Pokemon that have been banned this season that were not banned in previous seasons of the GBA, we have 4, which are Deoxys Defense, Deoxys Speed, Greninja, and Aegislash. These 4 Pokemon are we voted upon them and we decided to ban them and such, because we decided that we came to the conclusion that they were a little bit too good for the GBA format, and they're all great mons in general in standard play, and they're even better in GBA play. So we decided to get rid of them this season because we decided that, you know, it would be funner. It would make the teams overall better if these things were not available. So that's a decision that we came across, and those are the mons that are going to be banned and such. So that's it. That's all the rules regarding the draft. I remind you guys, you know the date when it's going to start. You can follow the GBA Twitter. You can go ahead and check every single one of the channels and subscribe to them. And I hope you guys are stoked, man. It's starting. It's starting, and the draft is going to be really exciting. And we are all very, very pumped, and me personally quite impatient for it. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this, and I hope you guys are as well. The GBA is here. We are here to stay, and this new system is gonna, I believe, is gonna make it much better, much more fun, without taking any sort of competitive value from it. And we got a really cool group of people, and we are all really, really goddamn excited for this. So make sure you subscribe to everybody. Make sure you guys are stay tuned for more GBA content. Meet the coaches, and a lot of cool videos are coming on this channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And that's all I gotta say. Any questions regarding the draft or whatever, you can leave them in the comment section down below, and we will answer every single one of them. And yep, that's all I gotta say. Have a fantastic day. Stay tuned for more GBA, and I hope you guys are hyped. And yeah. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.